All right, everybody, we are back in Islanders, and I am prepared to click that new island button so we can transition to our fourth and final island. But before we do that, let's just soak in the beauty of what we built here. You know, it's always a little bit tough to leave these places behind and never look back, never to see them again. But at the same time, getting a fresh start in a new place is exciting. So just soak it all in. Let just appreciate the beauty. Feel it. Feel that energy. Get it? But don't hold on too tight because it's about to go. Yes, I am ready to go. Well, would you look at this? This is huge. It's so big. That's what she said. Okay, so we've got a very, very large amount of real estate to play with. We've got some beachfront territory. We've got a lot of flat structures where we can put cities. I feel like I'm going to spend a lot of time here, but one thing that I'm going to have to be really careful about is optimizing points. Because the thing is, the main reason I stopped in my previous island is because I ran out of points to continue getting more structures. So if I'm not careful, I won't be able to do enough. So the first thing that we have to unlock is the statue, which is completely new. That's never happened to me before. So what I can do is strategically place these things in ways that my brain just exploded. What I can do is place these statues around the map in such a way that pretty much all of my buildings, even if I spread them out, will benefit from them. So over here, for example, we have a lot of trees. We definitely want to put some lumberjack action over here. And lumberjacks and those sort of facilities gain bonuses for being next to a statue. So let's just kind of plop this right here. Right, the sphere of influence is touching a lot of stuff there. So we'll put that down, get some nice points. Okay, so now that our 3 statues are down, we've got 3 main spheres of influence that we're going to try to focus our buildings around. So we got brick industry and lumber pack. I'm going for that lumber pack, obviously, so things are already taking shape. This is really exciting, though. You know, playing through this game and learning all the different mechanics of it. It's relatively simple, but it's satisfying. You know, just constructing these little places and playing the game, getting the points, going through the process and trying to optimize as best you can within the limitations of the game. But also I've mentioned this before, but there's a lot of catharsis that comes from this game and trying to balance aesthetics with points and scoring. That's something that I have to think about a lot when I'm making certain types of content, right? When I'm trying to make a build video or a guide or a tutorial on how to play something, I always try my best to incorporate really exciting visuals into my tutorials and things, but I don't ever want the visuals to take away from the information that gets given out in a tutorial. And it's always a bit of a tricky balance to maintain for me, because for anybody that doesn't know, I went to school for art and advertising design. I've been a photographer for a very long time. I've taken hundreds of thousands of pictures in my lifetime, so I value aesthetics very highly. Let's open up another thing because I don't know exactly what I want to do with that lumberjack. We got a brewing pack and a city pack. I'm gonna go for the city pack. I'm gonna turn my attention over to this beachfront area and start putting stuff there. So keeping those artist sensibilities, I have to keep them in check whenever I make something that is a build guide, or when I play a game like this, or even Civilization as an example. I'm thinking to myself, oh well, this farm or this field would look pretty over here, or this campus would look really beautiful on this hill, but it's not optimal in a certain position. So I'm constantly having to balance optimizations with efficiency. That's just a thing that I always have to worry about because of my sensibilities. And I'm gonna try and get as many of these mansions touching the statue and the city center, because that's going to give us big points. So we'll squeeze this guy right here by these rocks. We're getting that double dip, and I think I can get one more. The mansions are pretty tough, and I'm already seeing a mistake that I made. If I put the statue more centralized, I could have kind of surrounded it with mansions and things, but the basic houses will be able to reach the city center and the statue just fine. But I'm not going to place it down yet, because I may be able to squeeze a couple more things in there to get that double dip on the points. Brewing pack and brick industry. I never really know what to do with the brick industry. I always feel like I've gotten it a couple of times, and it never seems that good for points. It never seems that great for points. I'm going to get it, though, because I believe it gets placed on sandy areas, and we've got a lot of sand over here. So why not? What does it get? It gets points for a statue and a brickyard. And we got a brickyard. The brickyard also gets points for being near a statue. So let's do it. Let's put that brickyard. Yeah, we'll just kind of shove this in the corner. Yeah, this feels perfect, and it looks pretty good too. Even though why would the brick wheel be right in front of the front door? That seems doesn't matter. And we got some more mansions from that as well. So we'll see if we can squeeze them into the back. So yeah, that consideration of aesthetics versus information and practicality, that's something that I'm always having to balance out and think about. And it's a big deal when I'm entering into a new game like The Division. But I'm not going to talk too much about that now, because I'm going to talk a little bit about that when I'm actually playing The Division. Alright, so we've already unlocked some new stuff. We've got a mason and a brewing pack. This gains bonuses for being next to the brickyard. So why don't we take that and try to optimize this little working section right here. Looks like it has a nice spot right here on top of this rock, because we can't place it on the sand, but if we put it on top of this rock, it's getting us a lot of points from the brickyard, the statue, I believe, and the city center. So this is pretty elite right here. I like this. This is the working man city right here. I like this. I like this a lot. So we'll just keep kind of building up this area. Now, another thing that I've been thinking about lately is the fact that I'm pretty much done with Islanders after today. After I've finished building up this city, then that's it, really. It's done. I'm done with the game. It's not. I'll probably still play it in my spare time if I ever just want to chill and relax, shut the brain off, put on a podcast or whatever. But as far as content on the channel goes, it's run its course, and that's not a bad thing. I think that's fine. That's just something that kind of happens over time. Things run their course. But that's always a weird moment for me. I'll call myself as a struggling content creator, as a content creator that doesn't have a huge fan base. There are obviously a nice handful of people that have stayed with my channel and watched my content regardless of the game I've played over the last however many years, and just continue to watch and will continue to watch no matter what, and that feels great. But I don't have like a sustainable fan base, the likes that you see with people like the Rad Brad and PewDiePie and the Yogscat. Listen, the Rad Brad could play Islanders for like 5,000 years, and each video that he makes would get 1 million views on it. That's the type of fan base that he has. And I'm like, this isn't me hating or anything. I think that kind of stuff is cool, but I'm just saying that I don't have that. I don't have that fan base, right? So whenever I finish playing a game, there's always a part of me that worries, that thinks, hey, what if the next game that I play, people don't enjoy it that much, if people don't like it? Because at the end of the day, I want to make videos and things that people enjoy watching. that's a huge part of where the enjoyment for me comes from, is seeing other people enjoy what I'm making. So, you know, as soon as I'm done with Islanders here, as soon as I'm finished putting down my farms and making my pretty cities and stuff, it's like, okay, what do I do next? How do I pick a game that is sort of in line with the sensibilities of everything that I've played before, but is also a little bit new, a little bit different, and will still potentially be exciting and enjoyable? It's a tricky question. It's a very challenging question, one that is often times difficult to answer. I'm actually not super happy with the aesthetic that I've got going on with this city. It's kind of a bit of a clusterfuck. I don't know what I've done, really. I probably should have thought this through a little bit better. Oh, look at this. We've got a mega house right here. This is touching the statue, the city center, the mason, and 2 of the other houses. This is a lucky guy right here. And he's got a view. He's on top of a rock. Or on top of a ledge. Look at that. See, it's not always about the size of the mansion. It's about the location of the real estate. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, we got our next thing. We got a shaman and a fisher. The shaman will probably get us a lot of points pretty much wherever we put it, because there's a lot of flowers around. So I'm gonna take that, and that should be great. Yeah, I mean, look at that, 51 points. This is the mega. It's insane. I feel like I don't even need to bother trying to see what other places this can go, because 51 points is stupid. I think that's the highest point total that I've ever gotten for anything in this game. Look at that. Ka-ching! Whoa, that feels good. That feels very good. We got another farm field, so we can use that to continue extending out our farmland. And I got another brickyard as well, but I don't know exactly what I would do with it. If I position it right, I suppose it'll get me a lot of points. So let's see. Right now we're doing that whole double dipping thing again, right? Because we're getting use of the mason and that wheel thing and the statue, but we're not losing points for the other brickyard that we have that's in kind of close proximity. So put that down, get a nice chunk, and then we'll just put the wheel right in front. Even though this is double dipping with the other wheel, the other sand pit, it's not losing. The net gain is positive, so we'll put that down, and then we'll oh, I don't think there's anywhere I can put the mason, so we'll leave that for now. All right, let's go pick another thing. I got a fountain and a fisher. I don't know if I can put fountains down on deserts. I'm a little bit nervous about picking that for that reason, so I'm gonna go with the fisher. Gave us a lot of fields. I'll take it. So yeah, there's a lot of nuance and considerations to make when you are a content creator that doesn't get insane amounts of traffic. Because the hope for me is that I find a perfect balance of. I tried to make a Thanos joke about perfectly balanced as all things should be, and it didn't work, which is why I paused for so long. But anyway, I always try to find. The ideal for me is to find a balance of a game that I love playing that is also decently popular to where it gets a steady amount of new traffic, a steady amount of fans that just enjoy listening to me talk random shit, people that are interested in information. It you know, just a balance and a synergy. That's the dream. And I kind of hate to keep bringing up Anthem, but Anthem was supposed to be that game, and it started off as that game for a while. It was going well, and the gamble that I always take when I go into a new game is, will this game succeed or will it fail? And sometimes it fails. And I've played a lot of games that didn't go incredibly well, and we'll add Anthem to the pile. All right, I guess the shaman lives in a mansion when he's not working being a shaman, or maybe he just sells weed and that's where he makes all his money. Okay. So far, so good. This is a little bit intense. All right, we got a fountain and a park. I'm 99% sure I can't put a park on the sand. So I'm going to go for the fountain. All right, we got a lot of fields, so that's good. We can put these around the windmills, and that's going to give us big points. See, look at that. We get 12 just for placing that down. I'm going in metagame mode right now because I feel like I'm going to lose if I'm not careful. Yeah, I just need as many points as possible for each of these placements because this is, ooh, no. Okay, that was pretty close. I have a feeling a game over is very in my very near future, but it is what it is. I'm gonna take. I'm like 99% sure I can't put a park on top of the sand, and I wish I remembered whether or not I can do that, because if I can, then that's awesome. But if I can't, then it's ripperoonies. It's game over. I'm gonna take the plateau. I'm gonna play it safe, because the plateau is gonna allow me to expand into the water a little bit. It's gonna give me a nice, fresh, grassy area. I was kind of hoping that it was gonna give me a city center maybe, or just something else, but it didn't. Oh, but look at this. I thought I had to put these on top of the water, but I don't. I can just put it on the land, and it gets bonuses for being next to a lot of different stuff. So let's kind of, oh, we can kind of fuse it in with the wall a little bit. That's kind of cool. But the trick here is that if we do fuse it with the wall, we lose some real estate for it. But like this, it looks pretty cool because it has this underpass vibe to it. As long as we're not blocking anybody's front door, I don't really mind. Let's do it. That's mega points right there. And now we can just put mansions on top of this thing, and they get 7 points each. And we do it up like that. Oh man, I think this plateau is gonna save the game for us, because that was getting a little bit hairy for a second. And we can also place parks on top of this. So we're back in the game, folks. We're back. Oh man, I think I'm gonna lose if I don't pick the right one between the park and the tower. I'm gonna go for the tower because this gets a lot of points for being next to a mansion, and I have a lot of mansions and houses and things in this area, and I'm pretty sure the sphere of influence is very large. So let's plop it down and see what we got. 34 points, that's half of the bar, but that's not enough. We need a lot more than 34 points to make this work, because this is touching everything in the city. The best I can do to make this a little bit better is put down a couple more houses before I put down the tower, but ultimately I think it's about to be game over, guys. I think it's ripperoonies for real this time. This could be the end of Islanders, folks. I didn't want it to be like this, but sometimes it has to be. If I put this in the right spot, I'll get enough points to continue building. Yeah. This has got to be the end, right? This is the end. Yeah, it's over. Well, GG, guys. We don't have enough points to get to the next level, so I'm just gonna place down a few more houses and then we're gonna call it. But this has been quite the adventure, man. Playing this game has been very, very, very satisfying and so much fun, and I hope you guys have enjoyed watching me play it, listening to me ramble about stuff, and just enjoying the ride. Really, it's been a pleasure for me to play through this game, and I most definitely want to play more games like this. I want to play more indie games on the channel and just have fun with them, experiment, talk, and just maintain my connection with the essence of gaming, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. I love playing video games. I absolutely love making YouTube content for people to enjoy. It is the definitive most satisfying thing that I've ever done with my life, period. So I plan on continuing to do stuff like this for the foreseeable future. And when the time is right, I'm going to start making those fancy build guides and stuff that I also really, really enjoy making as well. So with that said, we're going to put this last farm down somewhere. Screw it. Let's just put it right here. It don't matter. But game over, folks. We did it. We got a pretty good score. And I'm very happy with that. Maybe what I'll do is, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm definitely gonna keep playing Islanders because I want to make a big mega island that gets filled to the brim with stuff. But whatever, this was cool, guys. Holy crap. As always, the name of the game is Islanders. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Also, if you want to support the channel more than you already do, just by doing one of those various things that you can do to support the channel, you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR to become a patron. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.